We're not too far away from Bound for Glory, the biggest pay-per-view of the year for Impact Wrestling. It's coming up on Sunday, October 14th. The main event will see Austin Aries defend the TNA World Heavyweight Championship against the man that joins me right now, Jeff Hardy. Jeff, thanks for the time. How's everything going these days?
Oh, very good. Very busy, but it's all well.
So what's it feel like to be back in the main event of a major pay-per-view?
It's pretty awesome, especially Bound for Glory being our biggest pay-per-view of the year. My first time in the Bound for Glory series too really paid off in the long run, so I'm very excited about headlining in Phoenix.
Now, this year, you've been in the ring a lot more than what you have probably in the past few years. How does that felt, especially on you just being back in the ring as much as you have, and especially physically?
It's rough. I mean, because we're doing a lot of live events these days, and but I see a chiropractor on a regular basis, and we have a little downtime at home. Being live has been very, very busy, but overall, I feel pretty good. I just stay adjusted and ice my knees, my back, my neck, my elbows a lot, and everything's working out.
I was going to say, what is the biggest injury that you deal with on a day-to-day basis, or at least soreness?
Overall, probably my lower back. My chiropractor just x-rayed it a few weeks ago, and I just have an extreme arch, and he was talking about how some bone is like an anomaly. It just grew bigger than it should have, and that's probably from, and why it's been like that. Just I know I've hit swantons for all these years, and I'm always arching like that, and so yeah, it's just took a toll. But overall, yeah, I'd say my lower back.
Well, because of the injuries now, what will you not do in a match anymore that you used to do in the past?
I just wrestle a lot smarter, and I try to tone down my thoughts a bit. 'Cause I have all kinds of, I have a very vivid imagination. I have all these ideas that I think may be possible, but I'm very careful about, what I do. I almost hesitated about the Swanton at last year's lockdown pay-per-view, or this year's lockdown pay-per-view, because it was scary, and I was terrified I was going to get injured bad. But I went for it, and it turned out great. But I think overall, I just wrestle a lot smarter. I don't do as much as I used to do. And you notice that even out here on the road to live events, I just take better care of myself. What's
the craziest thing you've ever thought about doing that you never did?
I still crazy. Let's see. I have to say, and I still think about it a lot. It's like it would be a reverse, like a moonsault 450. I think it's been done before, but I know I could do it. I'm just scared to even try. But it's basically like a backflip off the top rope and miss your feet instead of hitting a leg drop. Completely take a flat back bump on your opponent. So it'd be like a reverse moonsault 450, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. So what's it like now? Everything that you've gone through during your career. What's it like now for people to call you family man?
Oh, it's the best. That's my world, man. My daughter changes every day, and I'm right there with her. I mean, I'm growing up with her again. It's just the most amazing thing ever. And she'll be 2 this month, so it's just crazy exciting because she's repeating things and pretty much conversating with us a little bit now. And just overall, that's been a huge, savior for me. Like, she's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Can you explain what the past few years have been like for you?
Just up and down, and down, and then on a straight incline since last year's Victory Road. I was in a dark place there for a while, and my legal situation was horrible as far as stress, and just I about went crazy during all that. But luckily, I mean, it's over now, and I've done everything I've had to do. I'm on my 2nd year of probation now, and everything with that's going extremely well, and everything's great. I mean, I have nothing to, complain about.
What was the darkest moment for you as you went through all that?
The darkest moment was probably, I'd have to say, it may have been Victory Road when I was unable to perform, because after all the years, it finally, caught up with me. I just, I was too far out of my mind to even perform against one of the guys I looked up to as a kid, Sting. So yeah, that was probably rock bottom. I mean, for me, and that allowed me to go home and take care of everything I needed to take care of and get better and pretty much start over. And I second chance, one more shot, and luckily I got that, and I've improved ever since. I've just been on a steady incline.
When that happened at Victory Road, did it immediately sink in like, I messed up here, or did it take a while?
Oh, no, I knew I messed up. Yeah, I totally knew I messed up. Like, driving home that next day was, I knew I'd messed up for the last time. And that's what I knew that day. And, it took a while, but, and then 6 months or so passed by, and I just came back on it, doing extremely well. But yeah, I totally knew I messed up.
How did you know that?
For the last time.
Right. Well, how did you know that was going to be the last time? Because of everything that you've gone through, and like you said, getting another chance and just trying to get better from everything that had happened.
It was either die or go to jail for many years. I had one chance to straighten up. After that, in the public eye, I was all out there, and so I knew I could not mess up. I knew I had to come back and be strong.
I was going to say, are you surprised that you're still in wrestling?
In a way, yeah, I kind of am. I'm surprised I'm still jumping. I'm 35 now. I'm still jumping off the top rope. I really don't have a plan, but as far as how long I'm going to wrestle or where I'm going to wrestle, or I don't know. But I'm kind of just playing it by ear.
How do you like that? People are now like hitting you up all the time, going, Jeff, man, where are you going to be wrestling a year from now? Where are you going to be wrestling 6 months from now?
Yeah, I have no idea. No idea. I'm just taking it day by day.
You're not getting tired of that question yet?
Oh, no, not really. I just say I don't know. I do not know.
What do you think is going to be the biggest thing in making up your mind when it says, okay, I want to keep wrestling and this is where I want to go?
I don't know. I'm really involved in my music. I mean, it's the biggest distraction because we're going to put out some music here in TNA, and there's a lot of songs that are already ready that have been produced. But the most exciting thing for me is my band, Peroxide Gin. My guitar player's out of Cincinnati. There's 4 produced songs. And, oh, my God, and just seeing what they were in the beginning and now how they sound once they're produced is just so exciting. So that's kind of going to have a lot to do with where I go.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the music because it seems like that's taken a little bit of a backseat from at least what people on the outside have seen. Have you been active in music this entire time, or did you take a break?
No, yeah, I've always been. I mean, that's what I do in my basement at home. It's always been, I've always wrote. I started out poems when I was in school, and a lot of poems just turned into songs when I kind of started getting into rap and then music, and then started to understand Eddie Vedder and Pearl Jam and like what he was doing, and that whole grunge movement is when I really fell in love with it all, and now just I pretty much it's written emotion. I write about what I've been through, and that's the best way for me to express myself. I think through a song, it's a lot better than going out there and trying to cut a wrestling promo, So I think that's one thing that's going to be crazy interesting once these songs are out and people hear them and go, wow, that's what he was thinking in his basement, and it's always made me feel better. And thanks to Junior Merrill in Cincinnati for developing these riffs to feed me something to write about.
What current bands are you listening to now?
Right now, I'm a crazy Pearl Jam all the time. That's the only album. I think it's just the No Code. I listen to that like every morning when I do cardio. I don't even know any of the new bands out, but I'm always a fan of the Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Stone Temple Pilots, Manson, Tool, Perfect Circle. That's pretty much what I love the most.
I was going to say, is it tough for you now because the music that you like, a lot of it was from 10, 15 years ago. Obviously, Pearl Jam is still out there, but, they haven't done an album in a little while. Do you still just gravitate to that more than anything that's new out there?
Yeah, totally. I mean, there's some things that I hear on the radio now that I like. I can't even tell you who the artist is, but I always go back to those days and to like anything Pearl Jam's ever done, and I always go back to that.
So when are you going to get a new tattoo?
I actually got one. I did that show Ink Masters, which it should be airing sometime at Spike. The show comes on Spike. It's in their second season, and I actually went up to New York for 4 days and got a new addition on my leg, and that should be airing sometime soon on Spike.
Really? What's it a tattoo of?
It's some kind of fish and a robot octopus or something. I'm not even sure what it is. They had 6 hours to do it, and the sketch looked good, and I said, do it.
Where do you come up with something like that?
I didn't come up with it. It's the creative talent that's in the final stage. Like it was that they were down to 5 when I did the episode, and like just the talent was amazing, man. I mean, so creative.
I mean, do you have a tattoo right now that you regret?
No, I don't. Nope.
All good. So,
None of them.
obviously your brother has been in the news. It looks like he is doing better as of late. When was the last time you talked to Matt?
Yeah, he's doing real good. I talked to, is there water? I talked to him, actually this past week. He's got a big, shop, MattHardy.com or something like that. He's running a big, store. Him and his girlfriend, Rebby Sky, are doing a ton of wrestling bookings, independents. And so he's staying crazy busy.
Does he at least give you a discount for Matt Hardy merchandise?
He probably would, but I don't really wear it. So, yeah.
How often are you still doing videos?
We don't do it. God, I'll throw something up on YouTube every now and then. I think the last thing I threw up there on my YouTube channel, which is Jeffrey Hardy Brand, it was like I was one of the characters I do, and I did on the Hardy Show. I sung Footsteps by Eddie Vedder. Just was one of the last things I put up. But yeah, I still want to do that, but I just haven't had time. I've been staying crazy busy with TNA.
So let me get your impressions when it comes to TNA Impact Wrestling. Austin Aries is the champion. He's been a champion for a few months now. I think when it happened, a few people were surprised. What were your initial impressions when you saw that he became the world champion?
I was shocked. I mean, but I totally liked it because I wasn't at that pay-per-view. It was the Destination X, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wasn't there, but I heard about it. I was going, what? Oh my God, that is so cool. It was like one of those moments like I would have never thought that was going to happen. But yeah, it was so awesome, and he is rolling with it so good. And I mean, I've been watching him for probably about last year out on the road when he was the X Division champion, and just watching him being innovative and doing what he does out there. I was like, oh, this guy's got something special. So I've always known it or knew it, and it paid off for him, and he's just been killing it, and he's the world champion.
You talk about shocking for you. How tough is it to have a true shocking moment in wrestling these days, considering everything that we've seen, especially over the last 15, 20 years?
It's tough, man. You know, a lot's been done. Yeah, it's crazy tough, but I think that was one of those moments that it shocked me, and I think it probably shocked a lot of other people because you don't expect it, but yeah, man, it's tough. But there are things to do that haven't been done, and hopefully we're on the verge of doing those things.
So, last thing, what is the biggest misconception you think people have about you?
I have no idea. I don't read, comments or anything like it reminds me of YouTube, you know, how they'll do comments or whatever, and I just remember sometimes I would read these ignorant comments about the video I put up or whatever, but I just don't even deal with that stuff that people say about me as a professional wrestler or what I did on this night or that night. I don't read any of that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't worry about what people think about me, and I think that's what makes me strong.
Bound for Glory pay-per-view coming up right around the corner. Main event, we'll see Austin Aries defend the TNA World Heavyweight Championship against Jeff Hardy. Best of luck in the pay-per-view, and keep up the great work with Impact Wrestling. Glad to see that everything's going well for you, Jeff.
All right, thanks, brother.